We keep saying, what makes Farscape Farscape?
Discovery, wonder, romance, and humor.
It's sci-fi and fantasy, to be honest.
The creative choices are much bolder.
Which is something that television's never really attempted.
The creatures are much more alien.
This show is huge.
It's just much more out there.
It's an epic television series.
Probably 6 or 7 years ago, we decided that we wanted to try to set up a show that was a big show that sort of showed off all the capabilities of the Henson Company, the Creature Shop, and everything that we can do, and take some of the stuff that we're used to putting in features and put it into a television series, and really do something special. Oh, God! Eventually met Rockne O'Bannon, who had... he's created Alien Nation, Sequest, and had very much the right sensibility. And then he created this show and this premise.
The same way that Henson wanted to take the series from a production standpoint in a very unique direction, I thought, how can we take what we've come to know and like so much about science fiction television and Star Trek and Babylon 5 and twist it in another direction and take it someplace from a story standpoint that's significantly different than what we've been seeing. And I think we've done that.
Farscape's main character is someone from our own time, John Crichton.
Hi.
A man from Earth, John Crichton, an astronaut scientist, goes up one day in a one-man module to orbit the Earth.
Now. Roger, approaching maximum velocity.
His intention is to conduct an experiment.
Meteorology reports some kind of electromagnetic wave.
At the crucial moment of the experiment, an error occurs, and he's suddenly catapulted through a wormhole, a shortcut, if you will, through time and space, and he ends up essentially on the other side of the universe. Once there, he meets and boards a ship of very unusual characters, which are right out of the Jim Henson Creature Shop imagination.
Can't understand. We've done it. We've escaped.
He comes from this place where he grew up. He watched E.T., and he probably has in his head, he has this idea of what it is to meet an alien. And suddenly you have a modern-day human thrown into the situation where he's in an alien world. And it's nothing like what's on TV.
Boy, was Spielberg ever wrong. Close Encounters my ass.
Talk about your American abroad. You know, he can't even get McDonald's at this end of the universe.
It's time for us to eat.
Eat what?
He spends a lot of time figuring out what's going on around him, and then getting knocked down and getting dragged around, and then he pops back up and comes up with an idea to save his butt.
This particle analyzer is defective. It's peacekeeper technology. You use it.
Techs use them, not infantry.
Yeah. The pilot said you press this, this, and this. Well, it's just like a VCR, except easier.
The cast is composed of 5 or 6 core members, depending on how you count them, because some of them are human and some of them are not.
Greetings. I am Pauzota Zen. This is John Crichton, Aaron Sun, and His Eminence Domina Rigel the 16th.
Rigel is such a naughty, wicked little devil, bitter and twisted and unique, funny.
Miserable and all the more self-important and pompous and arrogant. And he's also a little bit like a politician because you never know quite what he's saying, if what he's saying is the truth. So you always feel like you have to be careful with him and you have to be on your guard with him.
Don't you know this is an act of war? When my council hears of this, the Hynerian Navy will scorch this hellhole. That should get him thinking.
I saw some dailies recently of me doing a scene with Rigel. And I look as if I was expecting an answer from this puppet, and I got one, and I just thought it was really funny watching me talking to something that wasn't actually real. And I know John Nicholson will be very upset with me for saying that, but he is a puppet. He's not real, Rigel.
Oh, leave me alone. I don't feel well at all.
Quit complaining. You're lucky to be alive.
Well, I'm bury that.
I did the best that I could, and it wasn't in my training, you know.
Peacekeepers are trained only to kill.
So don't forget that this peacekeeper just saved your life.
Oh.
It's amazing talking with this thing that moves like a real creature, you know?
The alien members of the Farscape crew were designed and built at the London Creature Shop. Rigel was the most complex character to make, the result of years of research and development. His foam skin needs to be washed and wrung out to remove the sulfurous egg smell of the latex. However, the latex is very fragile and can tear easily, so many additional foam skins are prepared. The complex eye and ear mechanisms are designed using a 3D computer program. It is crucial that the moving pieces inside the head don't bump against each other while in operation. Space is at a premium, and each piece has to fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. Each section is crafted by hand in lightweight aluminum and durable brass. The many servo motors in Rigel's head are remote controlled in order to operate the eyes, eyebrows, and ears. All of Rigel's extra sets of arms and legs have to be painted carefully by hand to exacting standards. During shooting, these arms can either be retouched with paint or replaced with spares. John Eccleston, Rigel's main puppeteer, generally works at floor level.
20. There was a time.
He views his performance through a live camera feed to a monitor. John's left hand holds a joystick attached to a belt around his waist, which gives him mastery of all the lip and mouth shapes. Another puppeteer operates the remote-controlled elements of the face.
20 barrels of fluid. There was a time when you would have been disemboweled with a dull lesson spade bar, such an insult to me. 35.
While Rigel may be the smallest of the Farscape crew, Moya is without a doubt the largest.
I hate Stardust.
Moya is their ship. She's from a species called the Leviathans. Essentially, she's a giant space whale.
Canaveral, Dad. DK, I'm being pulled.
Moya is a biomechanoid, which means she's a living ship.